fine. Don't I get like AARP or something?
They send those, right?
Old Buckeye card?
Yeah, don't make me flash mine on you. I think I got it about a year ago. Which is
Really?
I just turned 50. Yes, they sent me.
Have it all sent out. Everything's sent.
Does it really? I keep throwing all that stuff away. I should. Really? I'll have to check it out. I just hate to look at that and say, okay,
It's admitting
I'm a
to
member.
everything.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like admitted.
Okay, if we all want to rise to the pledge of allegiance, the flag is, I think it's back
Right
here.
here, right around the corner.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under recognition of visitors, Sean.
Hello, Sean Miller. I'm the secretary for Waterloo BOE Meeting, WCAC for short. Couple of big things coming up tomorrow, January 9th. We're holding a polling seminar here at the Media Center at 7. Ms. Peggy Schaefer and Mr. Matt Montgomery will be speaking, giving us a short presentation of what our students are learning in the classroom, as well as procedures, policies, and state law. Ample time for questions and answers, so we do encourage participation tomorrow in that. And then the second one is Monday, January 14th. There's a school funding seminar being held here again in the Media Center at 7. We have coming in 4 different representatives. There are flyers available. We have Janet Esposito, county auditor, coming in. Mr. John Affleck, the state senator. Mr. Roger Cardin, Ohio Department of Education Office of School Options and Finance. And Mr. William Stalker, the superintendent of Springfield local schools. And they were previously in fiscal emergency. So we're pretty excited to hear his point of view from the state as well. So that's on Monday the 14th at 7, again here in the Media Center. And then next Tuesday, the 15th, will be Waterloo Community Action's January meeting. A lot of levy talk will go on as we're up for vote on Tuesday, February 5th. So we've got a lot going on in the next week. So there's some assistance behind the scenes. In addition, PTO was not able to be here tonight. There is a big PTO meeting this Thursday in the elementary middle school library at 6 p.m. And that's PTO and KPO, which is 8 to 8. So for anyone who can attend, we really appreciate it. That's all.
Thank you. If we get a ton of people in here for either of those meetings, we have another room we can go to. Let's hope, I'm wishful thinking, I know, but,
Yeah, we'll find an alternate location.
okay. I was just wondering what the building schedule was, if there was something. You can always hope that happens. I know.
I can't
know.
look right at my phone, so can't check the calendar. Apologize. But I'm sure we'll find an alternate
Okay,
location.
that was just, it's just a thought. And the reason, Sean, not that we don't mind her talking, but Tim Moore is in the hospital, and he is not doing well. So if he had surgery, he had sinus surgery back in November, right? November. And he thought he had a sinus infection. For the last so many weeks, he thought it was just, and they put him on heavy antibiotics. He passed out on Sunday, hit his head, went to the emergency room. He thought it was an asthma attack. It is strep infection in his blood, which is really bad. They found it in his lungs, and there's a spot on his heart too. So he is, talked to him today, and, you know, if he wouldn't have got there, it would have been really, I mean, really bad. So anyway, we want to pray for him because he's done a lot of work. And I told him we would miss him, but we wanted him to get better. So luckily he's surrounded himself with a lot of good workers. So we will miss him, his body, but we know the work will get done anyway. So he's in charge of he's the president of the WCAC. He didn't know. So anyway, I wanted to
nomination.
I would like to nominate Brian. So, I've done it for the last, I don't know how many, too many years. But, it'd be nice to have a break for a year, so, but, we can put both of them on the floor.
If you want to step down, Brian's, I'll throw my trust and loyalty behind Brian.
Thank you.
Okay, are you willing to do the job? Okay, if there's no further nominations, I declare the nominations are closed, no motion is needed, and this is. Receipts?
No, it's fine. Okay, so at this time, we'll go for nominations of the vice president. You're so good. Any others? We're not gonna ask if you're willing or not. So. Lisa, the vice president, thank you very much, Lisa. Under president's report, I don't have anything to report. Well, I guess might as well get it now. Just want everyone to, as Sean already mentioned, we have a levy coming up Tuesday, February 5th. And ask everybody to come out and vote. Really like to see, just asking everyone to vote. Obviously, we'd love you to vote yes, but please come out and vote. Lots of information out there. If you need any information, please feel free to contact Dr. Hill. If you need the board members, come to the WCAC meetings. Fiscal meeting next week should be very informative. Monday. Should be very, very informative for the people that are coming. Also, if you'd like to help, the WCAC can use a lot of help. If you could come to the next meeting on the 13th, that would be great. And it's just something that we have to keep going after because it's just the place else to go. So please stay in front of the staff. Appreciate everybody's support. I did have one question. Did Kathleen Clyde ever respond?
We haven't heard it, not officially, no. We've been in touch and have spoken to Faith, who's the aide in her office, but we have not received any confirmation either way on whether she'll be here. So at this moment, we're not planning on her being here, but there remains the possibility she could show up. She knows about it. So.
Brian, we have a lot of information too on the website. It's wearewaterloo.org. Pass that around. There's levy facts on there, and then there's a question and answer thing. It explains everything there is about this levy and the reason why we need the money and everything else. So, but it is wearewaterloo.org. So.
Okay. Just two.
Yeah, consent agenda. So everything on this is straightforward, what we have year after year for the items that have to be board approved yearly for us to carry out business according to board policies. The only thing that's different that I'll note is item I, the Ohio School Boards Association. We're still waiting on their fees for this year for the membership. They have not been able to put that out yet. Typically, that's on here on the organizational agenda. But we did add the legal assistance fee that's there because they were able to confirm that, but we're still waiting on the other two fees, so we'll bring those back at another meeting.
We need to break out
We're going to have to go through point by point because of
Sure.
we've got these things there.
G&H.
So can we do a consent agenda on everything except G, H, F, G, and H, I guess, right?
Yes, G&H.
So we have a motion to
Here.
Jones.
Yes, I'm sorry, here.
Under the president's report, just want to kind of, for those of you who are wondering kind of what we're up to, we're required each year to have an organizational meeting. And so that's what the first 10 or 12 minutes, the last meeting was an organizational meeting. Now this is our normal, ordinary, regular meeting. And we know it's not on Thursday. I said every year for the last how many years it's not on Thursday. We had to move it to Tuesday night so that she's our
Just this month.
just
Just the first, yeah, usually the third Thursday.
we will see everybody second Thursday in March and April. Okay, superintendent's report.
Sure. So one item tonight that we'll take some time with is a presentation by Mr. McKenna and some of his students. Are we able to get it up? Okay, good. While this is turning on, I'll mention that I had two other things underneath the superintendent report, and both of those I wrote extensively about on that detail sheet. So unless there's any questions, we've already heard about the forum on the 14th. There's nothing else I have to add on either of those. I'll get to that.
Okay. What I came to talk to you about is, in our 8th grade language arts class, we use a lot of different technology. Students are allowed to use smartphones, iPods, iPads. We're in a computer lab, we're working with these ones. And when we do this, I kind of try to figure out a way to incorporate even more technology. So when I went to Mr. Montgomery about using Google Sites, he was very supportive and helped me in every way possible to get this launched. When I first did it, I didn't have any experience with it, so it was really kind of a jump into the fire kind of thing. But the students actually did a wonderful job. I was very impressed with what they did. It didn't cost any money. It goes right through the Google that the school has. It's linked right with their email, so when they were done with their sites, they could share it right with me, along with what they do with their Google Docs and things like that already. So it ended up being a wonderful experience, and we're going to keep going with this instead of using just normal papers. You know, instead of book report papers, they get kind of creative in their own right with what color text they want to use. What do they want to show it? Do they want to put a YouTube video, which you see on the first page of this one? So they learn how to incorporate many different types of media when they made their sites. The funny thing is, they had there were certain things they had to do. They had to have certain characters, certain settings, certain summary. But the last page, Would I Want to Live Forever, kind of let them, express themselves that normal papers don't do. And I'll tell you what, it's very interesting when you read 8th grade responses to Do I Want to Live Forever? So it was a very exciting project. Just talking about the differences. Callistus is up right now. And when I was working with Callistus, it was funny because Callistus said this has to be something, this has to be. You can just see their personalities come out when they make them. So all these links in here are live. So when you click on that YouTube video, this one is actually part of the movie. So it plays a 2-minute clip from the movie. They can put the YouTube video at the beginning, some put it at the end, the ending scene to the movie. So it was really neat how they kind of had their own ownership of the site. I asked 3 students to come, Krista Barbos, Megan Gibson, and Maria Herman. I thought they did an excellent job on their site, and I was very happy that they decided to come. So they're going to come up and talk individually about what they experienced with the site. I know I felt it was very positive, especially with our new standards coming where technology has to be incorporated. So I thought this was an excellent way to do it. In fact, we're going to, since it was a beginning test, I think we're going to actually continue and do a research type site next using the Google that we have. So if you guys want to come on up, if you can talk, I'll kind of go in the back and I'll click through their site. It's dragging a little bit as I click on them. So there might be some delay with the pages coming up. If you guys want to come on up, strength the numbers. I'm very proud of it. It's hard to get up and speak like this. So I'm going to go back there. I'm going to go ahead and go through yours, Weston, and then we'll just go on. So you can stay wherever you wish. There you go. Go ahead, Weston.
Okay, so on my website, because we have the homepage, it's going to load on me, and then we go on to characters, we have to have a picture for one picture per page on it, and we have to select it. And next one is setting, which you also have to have another picture.
I'm just going to kind of scroll through your pages as we go. Just as I have this page up, this is a neat part of the Google site. So where it says new post, we had them do it on an announcement page. So if I saw something on their site that I wanted them to correct, I could hit this new post. I could post on just this page, say this is what you need to touch up a little bit, and then later on I could go into this post, edit the post so it's deleted off the page. So it's a good way for me to correct and interact, and I could check on their sites daily because they had to share them with me, so I could monitor their progress. So this is a really neat way to do it because you can post right to the student before the paper's even, or the project's even done.
Okay, and after the setting, we had to say if we wanted to live forever. Oh, sorry, sorry. And which question to say. And then after that, we had to go to if we wanted to live forever, and I chose that I would want to live forever. I really liked doing the website better than the essay because I thought it was a lot more fun and different. Just
was another aspect of the whole thing. That was the other great aspect with it. One day I just had them share sites in between other students so they could kind of look at each other's sites, and they got they actually, it looked like they actually enjoyed what they were doing. So it was a great concept to kind of work with. Now I know how to kind of fine tune it a little bit, and so we'll continue to use it. Thank you, girls, for coming.
Now, they can also log on from home and work on it, correct?
Yes, they can work on it from home. I can look at it anytime I want it. So it really made it nice and flexible. Like I could grade it whenever and send things. And, I have one student still trying to complete his, and we go back and forth with emails on what he needs to, I just put a post in of what he needs to fix and things like that. So if someone had, say, an extended absence, it makes it real easy for them to be working on this and me to send them information.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just a comment on that, my niece goes to school in Pennsylvania, and whenever they have a snow day, they have assignments that the teachers can throw out there that they can get on something like this and still do an assignment for the day, which is kind of a neat idea. I don't know how that works as far as days missed, but, if we got to the point where we had a really, I don't even want to say it, bad snowstorm where we missed several days, that might be something in the future that we could have available that they could get on and do some assignments and not miss a day of school. I mean, they do, they miss the instruction, but at the same time, the teacher can get on from their home and the kids can get to it.
We did because the state allows us to do something similar. Now you can apply for either the online version or what they call blizzard bags, which is a bag you give kids. So we had decided at the time not to do it.
Right.
But you're right. It's a great way to.
I mean, if we've already got technology, it's something anyway.
But it's very good. I just want to thank Tom, not only for coming to present tonight and the students that came too. You ladies did a great job. But I also want to thank Tom for his initiative in incorporating technology into the classroom. Tom's not alone. We have a number of other teachers here doing the same, but I would say that Tom's one of them that's on the cutting edge with bringing all of that stuff in and making use of what we have and being creative. So thank you, Tom, for doing it.
I'm jealous. I used to have to do my stuff with a porcupine quill and an inkwell. Just see me trying to draw HTML and that stuff. You don't even know what that is.
I would say the girls don't even know what that is.
I mean, even if we had a day, if you wanted to post an assignment from home, sitting there watching ESPN, you could say, I'll fix them kids. They think they're getting away on a snow day. And bang, there you go. And
Well, another thing we do is like the books review in class. All the questions for my books, they don't get paper copies, they get digital. So let's say a student has trouble losing the question, they have where to lose it to, it's always on the site. And that's why I allow handheld devices in the room. Kids can pull up the questions, they can be sitting in the corner still reading the book, and they have the handheld where they can look and have the questions right with them. So I think the more we can do, the better off.
Thanks, Tom, and thanks for coming in, informative, it's good to see. And like Steve said, it's kind of nice that this time period now, we're getting more creative. It was kind of neat too, Tom, like you mentioned, to see little nuances from each site, personalities and stuff like that.
And I do have one other question. I don't want to put you on the spot, but you mentioned all the stuff that kids can use. And I know we had a lengthy discussion last spring where we changed around to allow those devices to be used and brought to school. Do you have any comments on that? I mean, what kind of, are the kids using those in appropriate educational ways? And how is that helping?
I think it's a very valuable resource. Another thing we do is to help with eighth grade vocabulary.
We have a double D.
It needs to be
so,
E.
Two Ds, sorry.
Technology gets you every time.
Okay. Diane?
Yeah, two things Maplewood, let's see, we were listening to one of our members talk about, asking the school board members to contact their legislators and urge them to resolve the fiscal cliff and avoid education cuts, and I thought this was appropriate to bring up tonight because according to NSBA, the states Kentucky, Tennessee, and Ohio would receive catastrophic cuts to public education in the next academic year. So it says here Title I and IDEA if the fiscal cliff occurs. So we talked about that, and we also talked about Maplewood Career Center usually has like their sophomore visitation, and this year it's February 7th. It will be at the school, and it includes a spaghetti dinner. And I guess at 7 o'clock, but they sent out letters to our sophomores, and it's also listed in Maplewood Career Center. I think everybody gets this email. And, that's all I have.
Comment on the cuts. That's now been pushed forward 2 months, where those cuts will automatically go back into effect for Title I and Title VI-B. That's also forward funded, so if that does happen, it won't happen until funding for next school year. It won't be right away this year. And they're saying it could be up to 14%. But they don't know how that 14%, if it's a direct 14% across the board for everybody, or how that will play out. So that's something we're gonna have to take into consideration if they don't resolve this, as we look at staffing levels for next year, both Title I and Title VI-B. We'll have to take into fact that could occur.
Anybody else? Other business?
On the legislative side, effective January 1st, the 130th General Assembly began. Just to kind of round up from last year, House Bill 555, which was the district report cards, school report cards, and the way that they review the individual districts, passed the Senate. So with it being out of Senate and out of House, it is waiting for the governor to sign. The Ohio Department of Education restraint and seclusion policy, no action was taken on that, and they plan on bringing that back to the forefront the first part of this year. House Bill 543, which is the Youth Suicide Prevention Bill. This was very interesting. Kids nowadays are exposed to so many other pressures and so many other things in society that having the ability to work as a school district to help them adequately understand and deal with issues that the kids have to, I think this is a great opportunity. I believe it's already been passed and waiting for the governor to sign too. It was passed overwhelmingly. Does not expand the number of current in-service hours for training hours, and materials are provided to school districts free of charge. These will be training for teachers, counselors, psychologists, administrators, and other personnel where appropriate. And finally, just to touch on the concussion legislation, I think that's already been approved requires training for coaches and referees to cover the youth head injuries. And as a parent of an athlete, I know that it's touched me personally, and I really appreciate the job the district has done to help protect our children and really to put their welfare at the forefront. It means a lot to us that we can have that kind of trust, that they can individually say, it's better to be safe than sorry. And when we have concussions, those are things that there's no two alike, and everyone's a little bit different. So the states recognize this, and I know firsthand as a district, we do a tremendous job of watching out for our kids and doing what's in their best interest. So I do want to extend my gratitude to the coaching staff and the athletic departments and the administrators and teachers for their ability to recognize and deal with these issues. That'll be it.
Something, I wrote it down because I'm not very good at getting through stuff. But anyway, I was just reading something the other day, and it made me think, oh gosh, when we're thinking about this levy, and I mentioned this to Andy, it feels like we just keep getting knocked down over and over again. And something, and all the people that do support us make us get back up, and we really appreciate all those that are supporting us. And on Monday, we have a lot of people that will say to me, well, I'm not going because I support it. And it's like, we want to encourage the people that do support it to come out, because the ones that have come and haven't come in the past, then they know what to say to people whenever they ask questions. Instead of just saying, well, I support it, I don't need to go to meetings because I support it. But it is nice to have more people. I mean, you always learn something, and from the people I talk to when they go to these things, they always learn something whether they support it or not. And I really think that those who have faith in God and this community will continue to fight for what we believe in. And, we're not going down without a fight, that's for sure. And we have, we got to have faith that others will follow us and eventually think of the kids instead of being selfish and thinking of only themselves, because in the end, that's how I feel, that they're being selfish, because, we might have a school building, a great school building, but let's hope that's not all we have in another year or so. So we have great teachers, staff, administration. We're very proud of that, and shame on those who don't see that. It's just,
Well, I do think it's important to show your support. Even if you are a yes vote, I think it's important to show the community that you're going to be a yes vote on election day, and you'll be a yes vote as a representative to our informational meetings. Like was said, you learn something new all the time. I think anytime that you have an opportunity to interact and maybe clarify some issues that you might have, or maybe it's just a matter of supporting someone who is a friend or neighbor that might want to come to be here as a support to them. We're trying to do good things here, but we have to be able to function, and cutting is not functioning. We want to support the kids. We want to support the type of education that we have for our district, and I think we have some great pieces of the puzzle here with facilities and administrators and teachers and staff, and we've made some essential cuts, and but there gets to a point where it's not effective anymore, and we're real close to that. We've said it time and again, but I think just that outwardly appearance of the support is important. It's important to the kids. We want the kids to see that the parents in the community are supporting the issues too. So if you're a yes vote, great, come out and show your support. If you're on the fence, then we would definitely appreciate having you out here to help clarify any concerns that you might have, one way or the other. So, we really look forward to getting a good crowd, a good turnout. And there's a lot of people who've been working very hard on their own time because they know how critical this issue is. And we appreciate their efforts also.
Anyone else?
Mike Bowley asked me to read a letter. You guys give me a minute. He wanted me to read a letter to the board and everybody else here. It says, "Dear Waterloo School Board and community, I've chosen to write a letter to this evening's audience for a multitude of reasons. My goal in this letter is to hopefully better educate community members on the state of affairs that is currently happening in Waterloo. Having the opportunity to be a role model, positive influence, and mentor to my students and athletes at Waterloo has always been priority number one for me. Hopefully tonight I will have an opportunity to make an impact on my students' parents, relatives, and community members. My name is Mike Bowley, teacher of American History, American Government, as well as the former high school head football coach. In my 30 years of life, I have been truly blessed. One of the biggest blessings I received was being chosen to be part of the Waterloo School District. 7 years ago, Nick Julia, Robert Wolf, and the Waterloo School Board took a chance on a young, newlywed kid fresh out of college. The first year, my job was a Title I tutor. It didn't take long for me to realize that Waterloo was the place that I wanted to be for the next 35 years. I've built a strong rapport with my colleagues that I will never forget. It was the first year that I became close with people that I consider my best friends. Some of these educators became my mentors, my role models, and later on in my career, my fellow coaches. Now I must leave these individuals behind as I begin a new chapter in my life. In case some of you are unaware, I recently accepted a position at a school in Wayne County. Not because I was unhappy with Waterloo or the position, or that the administration was inept, or that the young men and women at Waterloo didn't work hard enough in the classroom or on the playing field. In fact, it's the exact opposite. I'm telling you, if you measure up what Waterloo has to work with in terms of staffing and compare it with standardized tests at any other public school in the state, you'll be amazed at what you see. Those of you in the audience tonight that know me as an individual know I hate change. Each of you probably have a smile on your face right now because it truly is comical how much I need structure and routine. Let me interject something here. If you don't know Mike, this guy, if he doesn't brush his teeth at the same time every morning, his whole day is gone. It is comical, but he's a great guy. But one of my best friends, James Conley, also a Waterloo alum, took a job last year, again, to no fault of his own. He also had a baby. It upset the balance in terms of seniority in my particular department, which is the social studies. I became the low man on the totem pole with a baby coming in June and a 4-year-old at home. I was forced to reevaluate my future at Waterloo. Sadly, these decisions and choices now face Waterloo educators on a daily basis. At the conclusion of the football season, I decided to resign from my supplemental position as head coach. Not because I was upset with that particular season, not because my young men didn't work hard enough, and not because of the league we were in. I'd be a hypocrite if those were the reasons. Every day, our students and athletes at Waterloo face adversity. And he lists several things here: overpopulated classrooms, lack of staffing, pay to play, one bus routes, etc. And they've heard me say 1,000,000 times that how you handle adversity is how you measure success. The reason I decided to resign effective immediately was because I owed it to my young men that if I did indeed apply to another school district, I owed them the decency to not do it behind their backs and still have them call me their coach. So sadly, effective following the current school year, I will no longer be a Viking. Again, to those of you in tonight's audience that know me, it will probably come as a shock. The other day, Greg Drugan and I created a list of great educators that have left the district due to the fact that Waterloo hasn't passed a levy in 17 years. Some of you are probably going, Well, we built a new school. Yeah, the community along with the state did indeed build a school that is second to none. It's beautiful. However, the fact is that the community still hasn't passed a levy in 17 years. If the trend continues, all that will remain is the beautiful school with empty rooms, less students, and less educators. In addition to my departure, the district has lost Catherine Hawk, Andy Oleski, James Conley, Jillian Jekyll, Jessica No, and others over the last couple of years. That's just what Greg and I came up with that's related to the high school. I'm sure there are more. Again, I'm sure that there are people that are going to say, well, those people weren't riffed, or what is that, reduction in force? They left on their own accord. To a point, you could say that. However, in my particular case, what were my options? One, accept a job at a district that is solid financially for the next 7 years, or two, continue to pray every night that the levy passes before next March while looking at my pregnant wife and my 4-year-old. I can only speak for the staff at the high school because that is where I've been during my tenure. The staff is second to none. I am leaving, so I feel that I can speak a little more freely now. I'm not sure what else you want the staff to do. The administration is consolidating to one building principal, 7 through 12, which is Mr. Montgomery back there. The staff has taken a pay freeze for 3 straight years. Show me another district that has done that. The athletic director is a supplemental and teaches half the day, while most schools it's a full-time position. Pay to participate is $300. So the list goes on and on. When I coached in Waterloo, we had one opportunity to take our young men to team camp, and that was over at Grove City. Before pay to participate took precedence over having the opportunity to take our teams to events like team camps. I always enjoyed having other schools' coaches speak to our kids because sometimes it further strengthened the points that we stressed. If another team's coach has said the same thing we told our kids, it further validated the points we were trying to make. So what I'm trying to say is I wrote this letter, one, to say goodbye to the community members that I hold very dearly to my heart, and two, maybe someone other than Dr. Hill or the school board can give you some information to further strengthen the sad state of affairs that's going on at Waterloo. I will miss the school district tremendously. I evolved into the man I am today in part because of the students, staff, and community members that have shaped me the last 7 years while at Waterloo. Some of the best memories of my life have been in the 7-year span I was there. Please, community members, don't continue to take our school district for granted. Sincerely, Mike Moore. That's it.
Well, I would like to say that I can appreciate his sentiments. Once again, we're losing a professional who is hitting his stride. This is not a new teacher. This is not a teacher that's looking at the end of their career. This is a teacher that is just at the top of their game. And you can see how much the kids meant to him by the amount of work and effort that he put into his not only his professional career, but also with the sports programs. Those supplementals never pay for the amount of effort and caring that these coaches put into these kids. And I think it's a loss to the district. I do wish him the best of luck. I do have an idea of where he's going, and I think we are more than competitive with that district, with the exception of not having the ability to pass a levy and give these professionals a solid standard of living and some trust that they're going to be in a job next year. So I hate that we lost him. I think it's just another example. Anyone that would like to talk to Andy or any of the other board members, we could probably tell you time and again that this is the case. So I hope that at least his security in another district might be a wake-up call. to some of the community members that we're losing professionals at the top of their game, and it's a loss to this district. And we appreciate his efforts that he's dedicated over the past 7 years.
I will note, he was planning to come and read that himself and felt that he didn't think he could get through it without getting too emotional. So he told me he sent it to Steve, asked Steve to read it.
And I made it through without crying, so there.
Surprisingly.
That's surprising.
I let the minutes move.
Thank you, Steve.
I just wanted to say real quick though, that we do take a lot of pride in, we're pretty particular about who we hire here, and we're very proud of the ones that we have, so when we lose one, it feels like we're losing a member of our family. So,
It's a fact.
Okay, can we move on? Any other comments or commendations?
Sure. I got a few things to mention here with accommodations.
Okay, you want to do it?
You go ahead.
Okay, I just thought I'd run by, so we personally mentioned each item before, but I think it's good to do that. People deserve to work very hard to win the accommodation. They deserve to be recognized for it. Bill Bollian's 8th grade for winning the geography bee on December 14th. Waterloo teams of the month, September were Bryce Wiley, Jacob Turner. October, Megan Forney and Jared Unstock. November, Angela Eric and Jacob Moore. December, April, Joe Arbogast and J.J. Dippin. Banquet teams of the month, November, Tessa Cale. December, Rachel Logan
moment. January is School Board Recognition Month. So we want to take a moment on behalf of all of the employees, community here at Waterloo, to thank the 5 of you for what you do. We recognize that being a school board member is not an easy job. It's especially even more difficult during the times that our district's in, with the tough choices that have to be made. Really, quite honestly, and many times it's a thankless job, I think, with what you do. And I'm not sure how much people recognize, or realize rather, how much time you do put in to what you do for very little in return as far as what the pay is. So Todd, on behalf of Todd, myself, all of our employees, students, and community, we thank you for what you do day in and day out, for giving this district the guidance and leadership and direction that you do. And we're very fortunate to have the 5 of you on board leading this district. So thank you. We appreciate it.
We're very blessed to have the staff, the administration, everybody working together, and putting places out there where everybody does work together. It's very nice and refreshing and rewarding. We've got so many good things to concentrate on. Unfortunately, we spend, as you might notice, we have to spend so much time talking about levy and funding and all that stuff. And I've kind of set my mind that this year we're going to concentrate on, I'm embarrassed to tell you that every month I have not gone through the last year. I can guarantee you I did not go through all 12 meetings and look at the accommodations. That's really important. I'm going to try my best this year to, you got to look for that kernel of corn and good things that go on. I want to mention it. We all know we have to have this financially. We also need to concentrate on the fact that there are so many good things going on. Look at the WCAC, what they just started about a year ago. Look at what they've accomplished. And it's very fortunate for the staff and everybody. So makes it that brings us to the consent agenda.
Yeah, I don't believe the issues that needed to be discussed, I wrote about on the agenda detail sheet. Todd noted that we have those 3 addendum items tonight. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. That bus bid follows up on what you approved last month to put out 2 bid. And I will mention, just again, we've mentioned this numerous times, but for what it's worth, because I don't think I have it written anywhere tonight, those bus purchases come out of our permanent improvement fund, which the district no longer reflects money on. But the board made a decision years ago that the money in there, by and large, would be used for the purchase of buses to keep our fleet up to date. So that's where that money is coming from. It's there.
So we need a motion to accept the consent agenda. So moved. Second, please. Any comments or questions? I have just one. On the bus bids, which, are we buying the ones without the erase system? I've learned more about erase systems. I've worked on erase systems and power plants before, and I never realized that buses and semi-trucks, tractors, have the exact same urea system that is required on coal-fired power plants. It's just a smaller version, and still we can stay away from it. Just half the time, it's a down the road.
We only have 1 bus out of our fleet that actually has the uranium. We're talking about that today, so we do our best to stay away from those.
It's just something that's another part to maintain and take care of, all that stuff. Stuff is expensive. Okay, no other questions? Roll call, please. Mr. Terry? Yes. Whittlesey? Gump? Fletcher?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Okay, that brings us to executive session. I have a motion to recess an executive session to discuss
Thank you.
I'm just saying that the parents were.
Oh, okay.
We're done. You can go.